Do you feel frustrated when trying to learn English? Are you struggling with pronunciation, vocabulary, or understanding native speakers? In this video, I will explain why listening to English is essential for improving your language skills. Listening can make your learning journey much easier and more enjoyable. We will talk about several benefits of listening to English. By the end of this video, you will understand why listening is so powerful and how it can help you become better at English. Improves pronunciation and accent. Why do you have to listen to English? Listening to native speakers helps you understand the correct pronunciation of words. For example, how do you say water? Is it water or water? By listening, you learn the right way to say words. When you hear how native speakers pronounce words, you can imitate them. This will help you improve your accent and sound more natural. When I first started learning English, I used to say water with a very hard T sound. But then I started listening to English podcasts and watching English movies. I noticed that native speakers say water with a soft D sound. By listening and practicing, my pronunciation improved. Listening helps you hear the correct sounds and practice them. This is very important for speaking English well. Enhances vocabulary. When you listen to English, you hear new words and phrases in context. This helps you remember them better. Let me give you an example. I used to listen to an English podcast every morning while having breakfast. One day I heard the word procrastinate. I did not know what it meant, but I understood from the context that it means to delay or postpone something. I looked it up in the dictionary to be sure. Now, procrastinate is part of my vocabulary. By listening to English, you will learn many new words and phrases that you can use in your conversations. When you listen English, you learn phrasal verbs. Phrasal verbs are very common in English, but they can be confusing. For example, give up means to stop trying, and look after means to take care of. By listening to English, you hear these phrasal verbs in context and understand how to use them. This makes your vocabulary richer and your speech more natural. Develops listening skills. Good listening skills are key for communication. Listening helps you catch the tone and intention behind words. This is important in conversations. When you listen to English regularly, you become better at picking up on nuances, tone, and intention. This makes your communication more effective. For example, when you listen to a conversation, you can hear if someone is happy, sad, angry, or excited by their tone of voice. This helps you respond appropriately. Developing good listening skills is crucial for understanding others and expressing yourself clearly. Listening to English every day will help you become a better listener and communicator. Many times, you won't understand 100% of the sentence, but you need to learn to grasp the context. It doesn't matter if you don't understand every word. You can still get the general meaning of the sentence. It is important to understand not just the words, but the intention behind them. If your boss says, "We need to talk about your project," the tone can tell you if it's a positive or negative conversation. Good listening skills help you interpret these cues and respond in the best way. Builds confidence. As you get familiar with English sounds, your confidence grows. You start speaking without fear of making mistakes. Listening helps you become comfortable with the language. The more you listen, the more confident you become in your ability to understand and speak English. When I first started learning English, I was very shy and afraid to speak. I worried about making mistakes and sounding silly. But as I listened to English every day, my confidence grew. I started to understand more and felt more comfortable speaking. Listening builds your confidence and helps you overcome the fear of speaking. Another way listening builds confidence is by familiarizing you with different speaking situations. For example, listening to interviews helps you learn how to answer questions. Listening to dialogues helps you understand conversational flow. And listening to speeches helps you learn public speaking skills. This familiarity boosts your confidence and makes you a more effective speaker. Listening to topics of interest. Learning English by listening to topics that interest you is a great way to stay motivated and engaged. When you choose subjects you love, the learning process becomes enjoyable and effective. Here are some reasons why this method works so well. Imagine you're passionate about accounting. By listening to English content about accounting, you learn the specific vocabulary and phrases used in this field. You hear how professionals discuss financial reports, budgets, and audits. This targeted learning helps you understand and remember the language related to your passion. Listening to topics of interest keeps you motivated. For example, if you love mathematics, you can listen to English podcasts or watch videos about mathematical concepts, theories, and problem-solving techniques. If you're interested in marketing, listening to English content on this subject helps you learn both the language and the latest marketing strategies. You can apply this knowledge in real-life situations, making your learning experience both practical and rewarding. Listening to diverse topics exposes you to a wide range of vocabulary and language styles. If you're learning to play a musical instrument, listening to English tutorials and lessons helps you understand musical terminology and instructions. You become familiar with the language used by musicians and teachers, improving both your English skills and your musical abilities. Learning English by listening to topics of interest keeps you motivated, provides practical knowledge, and exposes you to a wide range of vocabulary and language styles. Whether it's accounting, mathematics, science, marketing, sales techniques, or music, choosing subjects you love makes the learning process enjoyable and effective. By engaging with content you are passionate about, you enhance your English skills and gain valuable knowledge in your areas of interest. The importance of listening to English through stories. Listening to English through stories is a powerful way to improve your language skills. Stories are engaging and memorable, making learning enjoyable and effective. Here are some reasons why this method is so beneficial. Imagine you're listening to a story about Elena, a young woman who embarks on an adventure to learn English. As you follow Elena's journey, you become emotionally invested in her experiences. This emotional connection helps you remember the vocabulary and phrases she uses. When Elena struggles to understand directions in a new city, you feel her frustration and excitement when she finally finds her way. This emotional engagement makes the language more memorable and meaningful. Stories provide context, which is crucial for understanding. When you hear a story, you don't just hear isolated words. You hear how those words fit into sentences. and how those sentences fit into a larger narrative. Listening to stories also exposes you to natural language patterns and rhythms. Conversations in stories often include common expressions, idioms, and everyday language that you might not find in textbooks. By hearing these in context, you learn how native speakers use them in real life. Listening to English through stories makes learning enjoyable and effective. Stories provide emotional engagement, contextual learning, exposure to natural language, and a variety of accents and speaking styles.